Bitcoin has just witnessed the largest singular daily correction since early Feb, resulting in over $200 million worth of longs liquidating and the price dropping 6%. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the implications of this correction, has it damaged the uptrend, what we could expect next, and how the markets are looking. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. We're here to discuss Bitcoin after what we have witnessed as the largest correction in a single 24-hour period of 2023, resulting in $250 million worth of longs liquidating and of course the price correcting 6%. In today's video, we're discussing the short-term price action and of course the impact this has had on the macro, if any. Before we get into it, smash the like button, hit the comment button, subscribe to the channel for more daily content. We focus on the charts, the TA, the structural analysis, the technical analysis, the market data, no BS, no emotion, no hype, pure raw facts, statistics, probabilities, and data. You can also find us on Telegram, the second link down below, access to updates, analysis, videos, educational posts, news events, whole bunch of charts, so much more, so much beneficial content here to keep you going between our videos. If you're interested in subscribing to Bitget and supporting the channel, 15% off your trading fees via this link, and of course, sign up to the VIP channel, guys. You've got access to 2 chats. The main VIP chat where I post all trade signals with exact entries, exact targets, and stop losses. You can find our entire trading track record here. And of course, our exclusive group chats, which contain a general group chat, a trading charts and education chat, a help chat, and of course additional videos which will include altcoin videos starting very soon. Let's get into the video, guys. Starting off the market data, currently Bitcoin is up 1.03% for the month after a significant pullback in the last 24 hours. This pullback has eliminated $299 million in liquidations off the market in 24 hours. This is the single largest liquidation day I have seen for months. I can't remember the largest day. I can't remember it being this high for at least 4 to 5 months now off the top of my head. 234% up in the last 24 hours. And of course, volume being 126. The volume to liquidation ratio is absolutely insane. And I've been saying for the last few days, guys, we are seeing weakness. We were seeing weakness in the trend. We saw volatility drop by the volatility index. We saw momentum, velocity, speed, and volume fall. A move was coming soon and the move was going to be aggressive. And we said we are selling our Bitcoin at $30,000 as we did. We were eliminating 2 aggressive positions above 30,000 as we were saying. People were jumping into the market above 30,000 with way too much leverage and way too tight of margins, which puts them in a position of extreme risk of any volatility to be liquidated and have been liquidated. So in today's video, we're discussing the trend. How has this correction impacted the trend and where the Bitcoin price can go next? But before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and jump into the DXY. So the DXY has done its 3 points of validation. Point number 1, double bottom formation. Point number 2, bullish engulfing candle. And point number 3, a breakout of the current downtrending resistance, which makes up this downtrend. So that's 3 points of validation, and therefore we can confirm this has been a breakout. However, it looks like quite a weak breakout. I'm going to go ahead and say the same thing we said the other day. If we fall below this local low, the DXY is going to crash very aggressively, and we're going to see the markets absolutely pump. We'll see the S&P 500, Dow Jones, and Bitcoin completely go parabolic. They're going to rally upwards, and the higher time frame trend is going to continue. Of course, parabolics, it's not going to go parabolic, but it's going to continue into a high time frame trend. Bitcoin will close over 30,000, S&P and Dow Jones will break their respective high time frame resistances and continue to the upside. However, if we do find support around this region and continue upwards, we can expect the opposite to occur. We can expect the markets to pull back and Bitcoin potentially to also correct further. We'll discuss that in today's video. So let's look, the DXY and S&P 500. We can see the S&P 500 here is at a local high time frame neckline resistance. This neckline resistance is no ordinary neckline resistance. This neckline resistance has been lasting over 365 days and it counts as a high time frame bullish trigger, meaning when the price breaks above this level, we are technically going to be bullish again. Until then, we are still in a reversal out of the macro bear market. The macro bear market being this is still a reversal pattern. We are still in an overall reversal. We are high time frame bullish when we break above this resistance. Now, the DXY does not go down and goes up. We could expect a correction, that correction to take us all the way back down to this volume chunk around 4,000, worst case scenario, before we continue back upwards. So incredibly important stuff, guys, to watch the DXY over the next few weeks, as it's going to determine the overall course of the markets. Of course, looking at the Dow Jones, we have a very similar thing here, a similar neckline resistance, a similar uptrending dotted line, and of course this high time frame trigger, exactly expecting the same thing. DXY goes down, Dow Jones and S&P will go up, DXY goes up, Dow Jones, S&P will correct. And of course, as we know, Bitcoin has a 70% correlation towards S&P and Dow Jones. So if the Dow Jones and S&P go down, Bitcoin is more likely, not guaranteed, but more likely to correct as well. And of course, what will determine the action on the DXY? Economic, political, and social, all of those things have an impact on price, but primarily looking at political and economic. So if the interest rates continue to kind of taper downwards or potentially pause, DXY will correct downwards and the markets will continue upwards. So watching CPI, watching FOMC, those leading events to tell us how the economy is shaping up and what the cash rates are doing to determine the cost of debt, and of course then whether money will flow into assets or out of assets. Really important. We'll discuss it again in more detail later. But let's get into Bitcoin, guys, starting on the short time frame. As you can see, I wanted to briefly interrupt today's video to discuss my favorite exchange, Bitget. If you're looking for a safe, honest, reliable, and accurate exchange, look no further than Bitget. You can sign up by the link in the description to support the channel and get access to 3 exclusive perks. That being up to $5,005 in trading rewards, up to 15% discount on your trading fees, and exclusive access to our MegaWhale promotion campaigns that we run every few months. Alongside that, guys, Bitget is a non-KYC exchange, meaning you do not have to KYC. It is completely optional. Bitget also has a protection fund that secures user assets against external hacks and threats in the space. Alongside that, guys, Bitget offers up to 125x leverage on futures with extensive amount of trading pairs and liquidity on the market. I highly recommend signing up to Bitget. It is the exchange I've been using for over a year and a half now, including all of our members. If you're interested in signing up, trading there, and supporting the channel, you can do so with the link in the description. Thanks for listening. We had an aggressive correction. We saw a correction again in this high time frame area over here. We had this horizontal consolidation. We saw deviation below. We saw deviation up. We took longs down in this range here. We took our longs all the way up to 30,400. We sold all our longs over here. And then we saw the market massively correct. We've corrected a significant amount. Again, it's been a brutal rejection, guys. It's been very quick. It's been very aggressive. I think most of this correction, this entire 60% of the correction occurred within a 15-minute candle. We wiped off over 200 hours of Bitcoin price action in like 13 minutes. So it was incredibly quick. But currently, guys, we can see Bitcoin has bounced on 2 levels. Level number 1, our major support. Level number 2, our current uptrend. We can see confluence, a bounce in that range and a bounce in an uptrend. So we can say Bitcoin's correction, according to our structural analysis for now, is over. We're looking like we're going to consolidate or potentially find some support. But to confirm that, we'll have to jump into a short time frame analysis in just one moment. Let's talk about our zones. So on the short term, our zones are very important. If we lose this major support, our next target for Bitcoin is going to be down at around 28,000 to 27,800. This, of course, is going to put us at risk of a high time frame correction towards 25.2. You can see if we lose this $28,000 support, and again, this is an overall resistance, but since the resistance is broken up into different zones, we have lower zones, we have higher zones, we have mid zones, okay? Every single range within a resistance zone constitutes a different amount of support or resistance, and therefore we are above 28, and therefore it is acting as a temporary support. It is not a high time frame confirmed support, but it is a temporary support in our overall resistance range. Therefore, if we do break below 28,000, we are going to see a move to either fill this gap in the VRPV or completely correct to 25.2K. That is going to be the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. I'm going to say, even if we see that move, we'll talk about the probabilities and what we will see for that move to trigger in just a moment, but even if we see that move occur, we are still in a uptrend. The reason we're still in an uptrend is because this 281-day support line is still intact. This is going to be nothing more than a support resistance flip before a continuation upwards if that does occur. The only time the high time frame trend, the only time this bullish trend actually gets threatened will be below 24.4 thousand. So below 24.4K, that is when this overall uptrend becomes in danger of reversing on a macro scale. Until then, every correction should be considered a healthy correction, provided you're buying at the correct times. Let's go back to the small time frame price action, guys. So as you can see, Bitcoin has bounced on this level. We have some minor support above us. We have some minor resistance, above us over here. But if we zoom all the way up for us to see a continuation upwards, we need to see a push over our 31 if we want to see a push to 31.5 to 32.3, we're going to have to break over this trigger level sitting at 30,950. Our trigger or our continuation towards that level is going to occur above the local resistance. So say we climb all the way back up over here and break this local neckline resistance, that is going to be the trigger for a continuation upwards towards these targets, guys, okay? That is what we're looking for in the higher time frame and the smaller time frame. Currently, of course, if we do lose this level here, if we do fail to remain above this uptrending support, we are going to see a drop back towards 28,000. 28,000 being, again, the lower support within the current high time frame resistance. So definitely keep your eyes on that, guys. It's very interesting stuff. And of course, we are in a very delicate position here for the Bitcoin price action. Let's go ahead and jump into the smaller time frame and discuss what is happening from a technical standpoint and a structural standpoint. So we'll bring up some technical indicators over here, the RSI more specifically. So I've noticed a few things, and what I do notice we are potentially developing is, of course, going to be a classic falling wedge / channel formation. We can see we have a descending trend line over here, and we can see we have overall rising momentum. So we do have a bullish divergence developing. Now, it's hard to say whether or not we're going to see a correction back down to retest this trend line, or whether or not that correction has already occurred. I would be worried about this for a further correction down if we do see this 15-minute RSI break. And I want to talk about this really quickly. If we see the 15-minute RSI break, that is going to be confirmation that this trend line we are retesting, or this local support range over here that we're retesting, will fail to hold and we're going to continue down. So the move toward the downside is still possible, as we have not confirmed a reversal from this current range. Going back to our smaller time frame chart really quickly, guys, we have not confirmed a reversal from this cluster of price action as of yet. So what will confirm a reversal from that cluster of price action? Let's go ahead and take a look. As we said already, we have a few different things going on. We have a potential support line over here, which represents our bullish divergence. Again, a unconfirmed bullish divergence, but a potential bullish divergence. We have our momentum indicators slowly pushing upwards, and we have our moving averages kind of clustering in and converging down to the price action. So what we can see over here is we just see a degree of downward consolidation with rising momentum. This is instantly something you should be concerned about for a potential reversal upwards, and something that should be ringing alarm bells in the back of your head saying this is something I need to pay attention to. If we draw our trend line in over here, we can see we have a potential falling wedge structure. Therefore, if we do break above this falling wedge structure, we could potentially see a reversal. How do we know if this reversal is going to be validated, or of course is going to be a fake out? I'd be watching this level over here. So we can draw our local highs in. We can see we take the local high over here, right over here, towards that local low. We draw our trend lines across, converging across and upwards. We can see that a break above this trigger point over here will confirm that the breakout of this pattern has developed, and we are going to see a continuation back upwards, okay? Where can that continuation upwards take us? Again, going back to these higher time frame levels or shorter time frame levels, we are looking for 29,100 to 29,200. Break above that level, we're looking for these same lows again. So we're looking for, again, 29,700 to 29,800. As you would know, I did sell my Bitcoin at 30,000. When will I be buying back? Well, I'd be looking at the high time frame. As I said already, I'm looking to buy back again at 25.2 or a monthly close above 30,000. Now, why is a monthly close above 30,000 so important? Let's go ahead and talk about it. The monthly close above 30,000 is so important as per the 4-year cycle. We can see every single time we close a monthly candle above the prior bull run low, you can see it's horizontal levels, prior bull run low, monthly candle close, that is when we initiate the higher time frame uptrend. Every single time that happens, the higher time frame uptrend initiates and we continue upwards. And therefore, I'd be looking for a monthly candle close above that yearly low of the prior cycle to confirm and validate a high time frame uptrend has developed and will continue. Looking from a technical standpoint, guys, and we'll go to a daily after this, we can see we are struggling within the Gaussian channel still. I would still like to see a break above that Gaussian channel again. That will occur around 31,200 to 32,300, which you would know now by already as our short-term targets if we do continue upwards, guys. So it does all kind of link in together. If we do break above the Gaussian channel, we are very, very likely to continue upwards through the Gaussian channel to around 40,000, as we have seen in prior cycles. Every single time we break above that Gaussian channel, we continue upwards. Break above the Gaussian channel, we continue upwards. So we're looking for a very similar thing to go over here. A break above that Gaussian channel will result in a high time frame continuation upwards, potentially to 40, potentially to 35, potentially even higher, guys. So definitely keep that in mind. Let's go back to the daily chart, guys. What is the potential for a correction and continuation back downwards? As like I said, it isn't looking very amazing. Now, as you would know, for corrections and reversals on high time frame structures and zones, we need to look at the short term. So we've already talked about what would trigger the correction downwards, and the trigger for correction downwards will be the loss of 28,000. The move towards 28,000 will be triggered by the 15-minute drop or crack below that RSI uptrending support line, which is currently developing as a bullish divergence. So we invalidate that bullish divergence and we break below this level, we're going to see a continuation back down here. If we see a continuation back down here, that puts us a massive risk of correcting further, potentially to 25.5. If we look at our indicators here, we can see bearish divergences popping up on the RSI on the daily and the market side of B. These are warning signs we told you 3-4 days ago. Watch out for these. These are something you shouldn't ignore. You should pay attention to these. They should be in the back of your head telling you do not over position above 30,000 as we have weakness in the trend. This is a visual representation of decreasing velocity, decreasing momentum, decreasing speed, decreasing volume, okay? Decreasing volatility, all equal weakness in the trend. It's not stuff we're making up for the sake of it, guys. Every single cluster of price action, every shape, every way the price moves, it can tell us a narrative. It can paint a story about the metrics behind price action. What drives these metrics? What drives these metrics? Economic, political, and social influence, okay? What is the social perception about the asset? We've seen that banks fell, Bitcoin perception went up, asset prices in Bitcoin went up, the market went up, okay? We look at economic, interest rates have been kind of tapering back down, haven't pivoted, but they're coming close to a pivot. That has resulted in money flowing into the market, and of course, political decisions can impact the markets as well. Those are the high time frame drivers of price action. These are the metrics of strength. Volume, volatility, velocity, speed, and momentum are metrics of the trend. If you analyze the metrics, you can paint a narrative to the strength of the trend. And if you understand the strength of the trend, you can apply probabilities efficiently to certain directions and capitalize. That is exactly what we have done. That is exactly why we sold 30,000, as the numbers just weren't there. The probabilities were no longer in our favor for a break upwards as towards a correction back down. So again, we are by no means in a downtrend. We are very much still in a high time frame uptrend. We are still in a reversal structure. We are not quite macro bullish yet. Again, we need to see a monthly candle close above 30,000 for us to be macro bullish. And by I mean macro, meaning potentially develop into a bull run, which will occur, but it might not occur now. We could see some sideways price action around 30,000 as we saw back in 2015. We saw a cluster of price action going sideways around that yearly low for a couple months before we broke upwards. That is possible. But again, the only way to tell for sure is when it actually validates, when it actually confirms. So watch the price action, guys. Don't get ahead of yourself. Keep your eyes on the charts. And this is a lesson to everyone who got too bullish at 30. I told you so many times, guys. I was telling you for months. For 6-7 months, we're saying buy in this range. Buy between 18 and 16.5 thousand. We told you months. Very few people listened, but everyone jumped in up over here. Everyone jumped in, and we were selling up there. So watch what I do and focus on what I say, because I'm not just making stuff up, guys. I've been doing this for 7-8 years now. Very profitable trader. Have shown you so much stuff on the channel over here, and I'm not lying to you. I have your best interest in mind. I would not be telling you things for the sake of it. I'm not telling you anything. I've got no current active positions. I have no bias to where I care. I don't care where the price goes. I genuinely don't care. All I care about is informing you guys the best information possible so you guys can make up your minds the clearest, most precise, unbiased possible information on the internet, because a whole lot of other people, guys, are shoving these emotion-driven biases down your throats, expecting the price to go up to pump their own bags. We're here telling you what it is, not what we want it to be, and what it is this. The market is not in a bull run. The market is in a high time frame reversal structure. We have not currently reversed the macro structure. We need to break above 30,000 on the high time frame chart, on a monthly chart, to confirm the chart is in a macro uptrend, okay? Currently on the daily, we are still seeing weakness. Has that potential weakness developed maximally? Has it resulted in a max drawdown possible? It is possible. How do we determine that? We have to look at the short term. If we do correct further on the short term, that is going to be a strong indication that this correction is not complete. If we do push 28,000, the probabilities of losing 28,000 are quite high, and we're probably going to go down to 25.2. However, we do have a last leg to stand on over here. If we do bounce from this level and continue upwards, we could potentially break through some of those resistances, which could lead to a high time frame reversal, a break back above 30,000, and a continuation even higher. So watch your charts, guys. Focus on the data. Sorry about today's video. Came out a little bit late. I actually ended up filming this video twice. My mic was off once, and the second time around had a bit of an interruption. So I did get it out a little bit late. So sorry for that, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Nevertheless, I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's analysis. Thanks for watching.